welcome to the Say Yes to What's Next podcast, where embracing change can ignite a world of possibilities. Hey now, welcome back to the show. Today we're diving into the idea that you can still win, even when faced with obstacles. This concept sounds simple, but if you're like most of us, you know it can be tough to see the light at the end of the tunnel when things go sideways. But here's the twist. What if those obstacles weren't actually in the way of your success, but actually shaping you for something greater? This had me thinking back to a visit I made to see my adult children and grandkids. Just the usual with me catching up, finding out what everyone has been up to. It's kind of the norm for my grandsons to be playing some type of video game. This one in particular got my attention. They were playing Mario Kart, and it took me back to when I'd played a version of this when my kids were smaller. Well, I asked if I could play, and one of the kids passed their controller. Of course, they gave me a quick rundown on what button did what on the controller before I began playing. And so, if you played Mario Kart, you know that it's a game of twists and turns. You can be winning one moment, and then suddenly you're skidding off the road or tumbling into the water the next. So here I was racing along, doing pretty well. Then I crashed, and I thought, that's it, game over. But my son said, nah, keep going, Ma. So I picked it back up, only to fall off a bridge. I figured that was definitely the end of my race, but then something surprising happened. The car transformed into a water vehicle, and I was still in the game, racing in a whole new way. And isn't life a bit like that? When you hit those bumps, when you think you've fallen off the path, you might actually be getting rerouted into a new way of moving forward. Each twist is really just an invitation to adapt and keep moving. Just because you face obstacles doesn't mean you're out of the race. Sometimes those obstacles force us to develop patience, creativity, or resilience. In the moment, it can feel frustrating, even disheartening, but when we see these challenges as opportunities, it changes our whole approach. Think about it. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? What if we ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can I grow through this? It's a shift in perspective that reminds us that every setback is a setup for something different, maybe even something better. So let's go back to Mario Kart for a moment. When I was adapting to the water mode, I realized I was still racing, just in a new way. And I think that's what obstacles can do for us in life. They push us to find new solutions or maybe even ask for help, which is its own kind of strength. The win you get on the other side might look different from what you first imagined, but in many ways it's often richer because you earned it by persevering. So next time you're up against a barrier, remember, winning isn't about avoiding difficulties, it's about how you respond to them. Every step you take through adversity is a step closer to a win that's truly yours. I also thought I'd share some additional insights before wrapping up this episode. And, there's this funny thing about challenges. They have a way of sneaking up on us, don't they? And they rarely come when we're ready. But here's a thought. Maybe we're stronger and more adaptable than we give ourselves credit for. Think about it. We've all gotten through things we once thought were impossible, right? Each of us has that track record of resilience, even if we don't always see it in the moment. And sometimes, challenges can even help us see what we truly care about. When you're navigating a rough patch, it becomes quite clear what matters and what doesn't. That clarity can be a gift because it helps us focus our energy on things that really bring meaning to our lives. So maybe the next time we're tempted to ask, why me? We can pause and consider, what strength is this building in me? Or how is this helping me discover what's most important? I mean, none of us signed up for hard times, but that doesn't mean they don't have something valuable to offer. So as a little reminder, just to let you know that we're all stronger than we know, And if you're facing something tough right now, hang in there. You got this. So let's wrap up and take a few moments to reflect. I want to leave you with some questions to think about as you go about your day or week. First, think about a recent challenge you faced. Instead of seeing it as a setback, can you identify any unexpected positives it brought into your life? Next, consider, how did you respond to that challenge? What did your response teach you about your own resilience or resourcefulness? And finally, if you could approach future obstacles as opportunities, what would you hope to gain? Perhaps patience, creativity, or maybe a new perspective. Remember, each of these reflections can reveal something valuable about how you're growing through the ups and downs. So keep these questions close and let them guide you as you move forward. I hope this resonated with you. If you're facing a challenge right now, just keep moving, adapting, and remember, it's not over. Until the next time. Thanks for joining me today. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next episode of Say Yes to What's Next. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Until the next time.